What's up, everyone? Fight Zone MMA. Today we got some crazy MMA news. Let's get right into it. First off, we got the UFC BMF title fight completely flopping. Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway was built up for weeks as a guaranteed banger main event by UFC executives, promos, and the fighters themselves. But the reality of the fight could not have been any different. It was almost a carbon copy of Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis, with 5 straight rounds of grappling and almost no action. So why did it turn out like this? The first clue came when Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway did an interview before the fight, where the interviewer asked them which fighter deserved to fight for the BMF title. In this interview, Max Holloway specifically called out Islam Makhachev and Khabib Nurmagomedov as fighters who were not willing to fight for the BMF because of their fight styles, implying that Max viewed the belt as a stand and bang only belt. Charles Oliveira, on the other hand, just named a bunch of actually good fighters as deserving of the BMF. This is where the discrepancy is coming from. Oliveira believes BMF was just another stepping stone to get him back to the lightweight title, a second interim belt, if you will, while Max Holloway, along with most fans, treat it like its own entity separate from the rest of the UFC that demands an exciting stand-up fight. UFC clearly viewed it like Max did as well, and what a ridiculous concept that would be. An all-new fake belt just for fighters who could never win a championship due to their lacking skills is just crazy. The BMF belt should really be renamed to the Journeyman belt, because that's who it's for. Journeymen like Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, and Dan Hooker. Guys who don't care about their health and are just willing to stand in front of each other and swing until someone falls over. Basically, just like a power slap match. The fact this belt existed in the first place is just embarrassing. Moving on to the actual fight, Max Holloway was beaten everywhere by Oliveira. He even broke his own rules for the point down by trying to point down in the last 5 seconds after losing the entire fight in a humiliating 5-round domination. After the fight, Max got ChatGPT to write up a post-fight statement for him, which he posted to Twitter. Me personally, I gotta give him props for this post-fight statement. He sounds mature, he's taken the loss well, he's not complaining about how Charles handled the fight. Props to Max for that one. I'm also looking forward to seeing Charles Oliveira rematching Arman Tsarukyan after this performance. Next up, we got the UFC White House card absolutely falling apart. Dana White revealed the UFC White House card during the BMF event on Saturday, and it is a major disappointment compared to what was promised. Remember that when it was first announced, Dana claimed that the White House card would be the biggest card in the history of the UFC and have 6 or 7 title fights on the card. Now, we gotta look at the full card, and there's gonna be 2 fake title fights and a bunch of bums padding out the rest of the card. Ayman Zahabi, Steve Garcia, Chris Daukaus. These guys usually barely pass for the main card of a regular UFC fight night. What are they doing here? Then, there's also the matter of the lack of American talent that's on the card. Sean O'Malley and Bo Nickel are clearly being set up with easy win squash matches just to make America look a little good, but Justin Gaethje is going to get brutally knocked out. Just a bad look overall for the state of MMA in the US. Then there's the question of, was this really the original card? Was this really what Dana White was hyping up for months and months? Fans don't think so. Justin Gaethje recently did an interview saying that he got the call to appear on the card just 2 days before the announcement, meaning literally 1 day before the announcement, the card did not have its main event locked in. Diego Lopez also came out and said he didn't even know he would be on the card until after the announcement came out and he saw his name on there. What is UFC doing? Well, rumors have been circulating that the original main event or even the top 2 fights on the card were canceled and the UFC had to scramble to find a replacement last minute. One of the biggest clues towards this theory is Jon Jones' recent Twitter crash out, where he legitimately sounds like he's still in high school, crying about Dana White and saying that Dana gave him a low-ball offer to appear on the card. Come on, man. Another low-ball offer from Dana White. Where did the $7 billion from Paramount go? Straight into Dana's pockets and right out of his pockets to go to his unpaid casino tab. If Jones was really kicked off the card, this would explain why Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira is a current co-main event. UFC was likely planning Pereira versus Jon Jones as a super fight, before being unable to come to an agreement with Jon Jones. There's also a case to be made for Islam Makhachev being the one who dropped out of the card. Islam recently reported that he suffered a hand injury and is out of the fight game for an indefinite amount of time. In response to this, Ilia Topuria hopped on Twitter to say, once again, Islam comes up with an excuse. This time, it's an injury. I always knew I would be part of the White House event. Even when UFC told me at one point that they wouldn't count on me for the event, I knew it was part of negotiations. When they finally told me I would be on the White House card, they mentioned Islam and I didn't hesitate for a second to accept the fight. Even though the fight hadn't been officially confirmed yet, the White House card was going to be announced the next day. And when I woke up, I found out that Islam had gotten injured. And then Justin Gaethje appeared. Once again, someone who will pay for Islam's escape. Both of their manager is a bum and also ugly as sin. Justin, I'll see you at the White House. I'm not someone who humiliates people. It will be quick. When you wake up, everything will already be over. What a statement from Ilia Topuria. And a crazy call out to sleazy Ali Abdelaziz as well. It sounds like the UFC's original plan was Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev as the White House headliner before Islam reportedly got injured. However, with this timeline, there's definitely some upside. I'm looking forward to seeing Ilia at the White House. It's almost guaranteed that he's going to knock Justin Gaethje out, and a win at the White House will set him up for an interim title shot against Ian Gary or Michael Morales. If he wins that, he's going to be completely undeniable for the welterweight title shot when Islam returns, and we'll finally get to watch Islam versus Ilia. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. Like, comment, subscribe, Fight Zone MMA. I'll see you in the next one.